Hi, welcome to WordPress.com. We're happy you're here. The goal of this video is to give you an overview of the dashboard, themes, and the editor so that you can get started creating your own custom site. When you log into WordPress.com, you'll see the WordPress.com dashboard. Here on My Home, you'll find tips for what you can work on next and links to support guides to help you make the most of different WordPress.com features. If you click on Stats, you'll see information about visits to your site, and Plan shows your current plan. This is also where you can upgrade to a different plan. Site is where you can see your site content, like pages, posts, and media. This is also where you can manage your comments and feedback from contact forms. Under Design, you'll find a link to the Customizer and Themes. We'll talk more about themes in just a minute. Tools lets you import and export your content, share your site, and monetize it. Finally, Manage lets you manage site settings like users on your site, domains, and your site privacy. This is also where you can launch your site when you're ready to make it public. Now that we've looked around the dashboard, let's take a closer look at themes. To get there, click on Design and then Themes. The theme you choose plays a big part in determining the overall look of your site. Themes define where menus and widgets appear and include default accent colors, fonts, and other design features that you can customize. Up at the top, it will show your current theme. This site is using the Heaver theme right now. If you click Info to the right of that, it will show the theme setup guide. This is a great place to start if you're experimenting with a new theme or trying to set up the theme you've already activated. It gives some information about what the theme is designed to do, and if you read through this theme setup guide, it will show you how to set up your site to look like the theme demo. If you want to check out other themes, you can click on the theme to see the theme setup guide for that theme, so you can learn about its features and how to set it up. If you scroll further down on the themes page, you can also search for themes using the filters. For example, if I want to find themes that have a logo, I can search for site logo. If you decide to switch themes, all of your content stays with you, but you might need to adjust some theme settings. Now that we've chosen a theme, let's try editing our home page. To edit your home page, you can go to Site, and then Pages, and then click on Home. You can tell it's the home page because it has this home page icon. What we're looking at now is the WordPress editor. This is going to be the same for all pages and posts. It's sometimes called the block editor because each different type of content is added as a different block. Each block has its own settings, so you can customize the block. Depending on the block, the settings let you change the color, font size, alignment, and other settings. If you click the plus in the top left corner, you can see the block library. Each block is represented by a different icon. So you can see here we have paragraph block for text, headings, lists, and quotes. Almost any kind of content you want to add has its own block. You can also search for blocks by typing the block name. For example, if I want to add a gallery of images, I can look for gallery and see the different types of options here. Next, let's practice adding and customizing some blocks. We can start by choosing a page layout. To do this, look for the page layout section in the sidebar on the right. A page layout is a pre-designed collection of blocks with placeholder content that you can replace with your own text or images. You can choose any of these layouts to get started, or you can start with a blank page and add your own blocks. You can always change it later. So let's try this Heaver page layout, and we can click this Use Heaver Layout button to select it. And to start, we can replace this placeholder text with our own text. So I mentioned how each block has its own settings, and you can start seeing this now. There is a floating toolbar above the block, And there's a sidebar on the right side. So here there are things like changing the heading level, the alignment. You could make it bold or italic, add a link. And here in the sidebar, there are more settings like typography and color settings. It's also possible to transform one block into a different kind of block. For example, this block here is a paragraph block. You can tell it's a paragraph because it says paragraph here at the top of the sidebar. If you click on the block icon, you can change it to a different type of block, like quote. So now it has the style of a quote block. Next, let's try selecting the background image for the cover block. The cover block is the block that has a background image with some text and other blocks over it. So to do that, we'll click on the cover block to select it. You can see the cover block is selected now, and then click Replace. Next, open Media Library. See the images you've already uploaded. You can click Add New to add a new image from your computer, or you can try out our free photo library here. To use this, you can type in a keyword, and then search for an image that you like. When you find one you like, you can click on it, and then click Copy to Media Library. So now I can add this image to the background of my cover block. Now that I've changed the image, I can also change some of the other cover block settings. Maybe I want to change the style, add a wave on the bottom. I could change the overlay color and the opacity of that overlay. So you can really get creative with these block settings here. One of the things I like about the block editor is that you can make all of these changes just using the block settings. You don't need to know any custom code for this. It's all just a matter of adjusting the settings. To add your own blocks to the page, you can click the plus and then find the block you want to add. I like this block library also because you can hover over the block and see a preview of the block on the right side. When you're creating your site, you can make it as simple or as complex as you want to. You might want to start out with a simple home page and a contact page so people can contact you. And then later on, you can create more pages and add more features like payment buttons to accept payments. As you get used to blocks and explore the different blocks that are available, it's great to create a test page like this so you can experiment and get comfortable with it. And that will make you more speedy later on as you're creating other pages. There are a couple of other buttons I want to point out in the editor while we're here. These three horizontal lines at the top toolbar next to the eye icon is the block navigation. This can be really handy because it shows you an outline of how your page is built with all the blocks you are using on the page, and you can click on the block that you're working on to go right to it. You can also click around in the editor, but the block navigation can be a good shortcut, especially if you have blocks nested inside of other blocks. The other thing you can do here in the editor is customize your global styles. The default font for your site is determined by your theme, but you can also change the fonts here. So to see the global styles panel, I clicked the A icon up in the top right corner. There are some suggested font pairings here. And when you select one, it changes in the preview. You can also create your own pairing by choosing a font from the drop-down menu here. When you found a pairing you like, you can click Publish. Wherever you are in the WordPress.com dashboard or in the editor, you can click the question mark in the bottom right corner of the page, and it will show you some support guides that are relevant to the page you're working on. And if you're on a paid plan, you'll also be able to contact us via live chat, and we will be happy to help guide you. Questions can come up along the way, so please let us know if there is anything else we can do to help. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.